Hello, Jeff Helvin here with Ballen Brands, and today I want to talk to you about broker-provided real estate websites. Now, what I have up on the screen right here is not a broker-provided website. This is a custom website that's built by Ballen Brands. I am a Las Vegas real estate agent. I am a co-owner of Ballen Brands with my brother Paul Helvin, and we build these websites even though I, as a real estate agent, have a broker-provided website as well. Now, I wanted to talk to you about why that is, because I think it's important to understand, what's the difference? Why does it matter? Why do I even need a website at all? Why not use a broker provided website? So that's what this video is all about. So I'm going to jump right into it. I do have up my broker provided website. I happen to be with Keller Williams. So these are the sites that are provided. Many different brokerages offer a lot of different options, whether it be they have relationships through Playster or Commissions Inc. or KV Core. These are different broker provided websites, and Keller Williams itself had relationships previously with Market Leader and Playster. Then they actually built their own website solution for real estate agents. And I think it's important to understand that broker provided websites are meant to be simple. They're meant to easily have an agent, especially newer agents or maybe agents that aren't very active online, to not have to invest in that type of a marketing resource. So just to kind of walk through some of the examples here, I'm able to upload my logo, my brokerage logo. There's some navigation here. I can click on more. I can build out more pages. So I do have some flexibility here. But there's a lot of things that I can't do. And really what that does is it keeps me from using this website as an actual marketing or lead generation tool. So if you have a broker provided site, it's not to say don't set it up or, don't have it in play, but you don't really want to invest in this because it's not yours. Even though it's kind of like your piece of the overall pie, this is not yours. Now, let me explain some of that. One is the actual domain name. I can have my own custom domain and have it point to my broker provided website, but the resulting domain is actually my username.kw.com. So kw.com is actually the domain that is getting any of the, we'll say, marketing value or domain authority, right? Not to say that this site couldn't rank somehow, because the subdomains can still rank, but it's not likely to, right? I've got a couple hundred agents just in my office, let alone the over 100,000 agents that are in KW, in the company. So, right, like this is just one of so many, okay? Now, the other things is I can't, let's say blogging, right? I can't do buyer blogs and seller blogs. I'm sorry, I can add them, but I can't section them out. So there's literally just a blog link, and I'm just able to have whatever blogs I publish in there. In this case, they provided a default buyer's guide, but you'll notice I haven't built this out anymore at all, because these are not, if I'm targeting sellers, they have to filter through the buyer blogs in order to get to the seller ones, and we don't think that's a great option, right? We also can't do things like customize the H1 tags or add plugins to enhance the interface, right? I can click on this and it's pretty, it's okay. I can add some photos, I can do some things, it's got some content, but it's really not very sophisticated from a marketing perspective. Okay, so it's those types of little things, right? Another thing is I can't control, I can put in what my title is, but I can't make real estate, on a separate line. I know it seems like a silly little thing, but it's just like one of those things, right, that I can't control or do. The aesthetic is pretty baked in. I can upload a photo, I can give a title. Again, I can add a couple little things here. I can click on the About Me, and this page is auto-generated based on what I have in my actual system, right, or in my brokerage details. So it's okay, if I'm really not doing anything online marketing, or I'm not driving people to the website. It's not that it's terrible. It's just not really a marketing asset. It's not a marketing tool. And anything I do with this particular website, again, is giving value back to the brokerage. Now, there's also been situations where brokers provided a particular platform, and then that now changes. So now I have to rebuild, or maybe I change brokerages. If I move away from Keller Williams and that's my only online platform, I lose all of this. I mean, none of this comes with me. I can't pay KW to keep the website or anything like that. Like once I'm gone, I'm out, right? I don't have access to this anymore. So we're building, think of it like, what if someone just handed you a property and said, okay, go ahead and, lease this out and make money off of it, right? Like that's great, but what happens when there's no maintenance, upkeep, the whoever owns that property decides to take it back, or if you decide to move somewhere else, like it's not yours. There's no value there. So putting into it or trying to build a business off of it or relying on all of your marketing, I mean, that's pretty tough, right? It's kind of a misleading, I guess, in the sense that like a false value. Okay, so it's valuable in the sense that if you have nothing else, fine, at least you have this, but it's really not valuable in your marketing efforts. Okay, so another thing I can't do is I can't build a page with a form for open houses. I can't build landing pages that have specific properties. I can only search and do certain things. So if I flip over to the site that I built, just to kind of point out some of these that I've had built for me by Ballen Brands, then I'm just pointing out some of the things that like you can't do on the broker sites and why it has value. So as I mentioned, buying, selling, lifestyle, these are actually all blog categories, and but they're different, right? Lifestyle blogs are more related to the content, or the events and things that are happening or things to do in these different areas, right? Less about real estate and more about just the community and what it has to offer. Selling resources, buying resources. I can build landing pages for new construction. These are all things that I can do, on my own website, and they live on, right? And they last because I'm able to customize those. So I can choose which locations I have and have write-ups about each of those, right? Again, on the KW site or on the broker provided site, for example, I could have, Las Vegas and Henderson and whatever, but it's just like there's just this more link. I can't add across the top here, and I can't make more specific direction to where I want people to go, right? My homepage, just as a homepage, okay, we've got navigation. I can jump into all these different things. I've got reviews. I can change, again, how this was laid out, what it says, multiple lines if I needed to, what properties. I mean, I'm featuring a property in much larger detail than like what I can do here. I can't make it bigger on my broker site, right? I want to make this big and bold and stand out. Featured locations. I want people to know where I serve. I can't, there's really nothing, down here. It might show like so it's showing where my office is. That doesn't show like where I'm serving, right? I can't change that. That's not something I have control over. I like to, create these call to action buttons that are quick access to different sections that I'm trying to get people to go to. Show properties that are available for sale that dynamically update and just automatically feed all the time, right? What clients are saying, which ones show up where, how much of those I want to show, other ways for them to navigate. You see, it's much more about me, nothing about me on my own homepage, right, on the broker provided site. So it's just very limited and doesn't give me that full flexibility to do marketing. Now I've also was able to do under locations, I can go to Las Vegas. I can click on, high-rise condos. I've got these all built out, all the different high-rise condos and what those have to offer. I can do, the different neighborhoods that I feature in each particular city. I've also got homes with solar, open houses, just listed homes, recently reduced homes, right? Like these are all built in and baked into, these are my landing pages. These are what I share on social. These are what I want to have, to market. So much more powerful, right? If I do an open house, I can have an online form for them to register that way. And then after they register, it can go to a page that has other open houses that they can go to. Super valuable stuff. 55 plus communities, golf properties, any of these types of things are, that's what I use to market. I can't do any of that on the broker provided site. And even if I could, there might be some out there that allow you to do some advanced stuff. Everything that I'm building on there, again, lives there in their ecosystem, in their world. It's leased through them. It's not mine to take with me. If I were to leave Keller Williams for whatever reason, I'm just swapping out the logo. That's it. I don't have to change anything else about my website other than my bio and the logo, for my brokerage, right? This is all stuff that I've built that I take with me year after year after year, that I continue to build on, continue to make that asset. And so I don't, you don't want to get fooled by thinking that, okay, I have a real estate website, my broker provided site, I just have that, that's fine. Listen, if you just need an online business card, right, that just confirms that you are an agent and has this, then maybe that's all you need. But if you're someone who's looking to market, generate business opportunity, and basically take control of what you're able to do for your business, no matter where you're at or who you're affiliated with, then this is definitely the way to go. So if you have any questions on this or anything else, by all means, you can reach out to us at team@ballenbrands.com.